Welcome to another episode of the Pitch Invaders Football Podcast. I am here with Amir and Max. Hello, boys.
Hello.
We have a very special guest with us here today.
Hey,
Would
guys.
you like to introduce yourself, my friend?
Yeah, we'll get into that in a minute.
What's up, Abanoub? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing well.
Yeah.
My name is Abanoub, and for whoever doesn't know me, I'm a Real Madrid fan. Been a Real Madrid fan since I was like maybe 12 or 13.
Nice.
And then as of recent years, like me and Max like bonded over watching.
You got a side chick.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
a side chick.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got a
Yeah,
side
exactly.
chick. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't watch a lot of Premier
It's
League.
a side
and-
check for many Egyptians.
And I'm not shameful to say it, but I was one of these guys that started watching Liverpool once Salah joined.
Yeah.
And but now I have my biases, of course. Now I like this team in the Premier League, and even if Salah leaves, like this is my team in the Premier League. But yeah,
Scouser for life.
But Real Madrid is where your heart is.
Real Madrid is like childhood impressions.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I felt the same.
Remind me who knocked you out last year.
What about the year before that, my friend?
It doesn't matter.
Kyle Walker. Put your guy in his pocket.
You guys always like to look at the past.
Mش كده ولا لا?
Yeah, he
Christian,
keeps telling
I
me,
don't
like,
think
oh,
we
don't
can
look at
talk
the
now.
past.
Yeah, we
I
can't really
don't think we. I don't
We
think
got a lot to get
I
into.
don't think we
Alright.
should talk.
So we had to bring you on the pod because the three of us have been wanting to bring you on for a long time. But specifically this week, Real Madrid have a big Champions League game against Liverpool. So we wanted to bring you in. We got a Real Madrid fan here. We got a Liverpool fan here.
do
We
it.
got a Real Madrid fan here.
Yes.
Let's let them, kind of duke it out for a little bit. But before we get to that, why don't we go ahead and get through last week and talk about what happened? What do you guys think, boys?
Let's do it.
Let's get it.
All right, we'll take a little break, and then when we come back, we'll get into that. All right, we're back. So, first game, Leicester hosted Chelsea. This game ended 2-1, which I predicted exactly correct. As
You
did
didn't
Amir.
predict it. I predicted it first,
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
true.
You
He
did.
copied
and then
me.
you copied me.
And then, Max, what did you wanted to be toasty, so you picked something different? Isn't that what you said?
I said 2-0.
You said 2-0. You were
Close.
wrong.
Which
All
was
Up until
they
the
were
ninth,
so close.
until the
Yeah,
90th
but you
minute.
should've-
Cannot get a
That's-
clean sheet.
cannot get a
to
clean
save their
sheet.
life.
That's
Yeah.
what I told you. I even up until the 90th minute, I had a feeling Leicester is going to score. So I had no
I had
doubt.
high hopes. But
What do you guys have from this game? I mean, here's the thing is, I was playing you, Abanoub, in fantasy, and I was
That's right.
keeping an eye on this game. And you had, I think, Sanchez as your goalkeeper, as well as a Chelsea defender.
That's cool.
And you would have had 2 clean sheets, but then there was a penalty in the 95th minute that Jordan Ayew, the pride of Ghana, scored.
Yeah.
we hate
they ruined your
Ghana.
clean sheet.
No offense to Ghana. because Egyptians.
Yeah. So, 2-1, what do you guys think of this game?
This is the third game in a row Palmer hasn't scored yet.
Mm.
And I guess Madueke is the one we can blame for that. But I mean, like, if you guys saw when he tried to
But
skip the ball.
honestly, we got to mention Nicholas Jackson. He's
Dude, that
one of the
goal
best,
was
one of the
beautiful.
best strikers in the Premier League.
I was really wrong.
100%. I stand
Yeah.
corrected about my impressions of this guy.
Yeah.
One of my other good friends is a big Chelsea fan. I used to tell him hey, Jackson is just all running, man. I didn't see any flares from him last season, even though he ended up finishing the season with a good goal
Yeah,
tally.
he got double digits.
Yeah, but every single time I watched him, I didn't see that flair. I didn't see okay, I see somebody who can run. I see somebody who can
Yeah.
score if put in a good position. But I didn't see anything more than that. But this season, man, he completely, yeah.
I know I don't mean to think of somebody such as good as Drogba, but that kind of goal where he was battling and fighting and pushing the defender off like that,
Yeah.
it just brought me so many memories of Drogba because
They're
that kind of
nothing alike,
strength,
though.
Yeah.
that kind of strength, you guys saw it, and then
Yeah.
It's not something
Gets the ball
usually you
one
see from
touch,
Jackson.
bam.
Yeah, Jackson is more like a guy waits for the ball, tap ins.
That's what you
couple
want
of
from your
shots. but
striker. All
We've seen
kind
a couple of
routes.
runs this year where he makes a run and scores it.
He
That's it.
certainly developed as a player.
Yeah.
And he's definitely getting better at other football functionalities. He's making better passes, making better decisions, making better runs. He's improving overall. And
He's only 23.
and he's
shocking. Yeah.
To me, I think the biggest jump I've seen with him is his link-up play is
Yeah.
really good now.
That's true.
I thought it was non-existent last season. So I thought, that's probably
Is
what's
there
helping
any
him a lot.
concern you guys think with Palmer not scoring for 3 games in a row or assisting?
It's It's a long season. There's going to be ebbs and flows.
Still a team player. Team depends on him highly. So,
Okay. Well, Enzo continues the winning run. So,
Dude,
I mean,
hasn't he been kind of like coming
they're in
off the
third place.
bench? He's been coming off the bench a little bit. He comes into this game, gets a goal and an assist.
Yeah, surprised me, to be honest.
Pretty good shift for him.
Yeah.
You know? You guys got anything else from this game?
no, it was good to see Felix in the lineup for once. He played pretty good. João
Well, that's
Felix.
because Neto was
Yeah.
apparently sick or something like
So
that.
it's probably not going to happen a lot, but
Yeah, if Neto is fit, this guy has been a
He's-
beast.
yeah.
So
he's a big star.
yeah,
Neto's
this is
awesome.
his spot, I guess, unless he's sick. I don't think it's even Sancho's spot.
Difference between the two of them, though, is like night and day.
Between
for me.
who?
Felix and Neto.
You don't like Felix?
He's foffy, dude. I can't watch him.
that's a new word. If you look up
keep
Fluffy
bringing-
on Google.
Fluffy is like sissy
on
to
Urban
whoever.
Dictionary, Egyptian Urban
No,
Dictionary.
but again, I kind of like praised like Neto the last few weeks. So like just seeing how like aggressive he is and physical and decisive and Felix Foffy out here falling every other. No, I can't
That is
watch
true,
him.
that is
He's
true.
very
He's
talented.
not a
but-
winger.
yeah.
He's not. Again, he's been played out of position, but even when he played in position with different teams, he didn't really show much promise. I feel like his potential got capped very fast, which is sad. It's always sad to see like a football talent like this lose charm fast.
Yeah.
You think him going to Atletico Madrid, which is, I'm sorry to say, I wouldn't say it's the best destination to develop an offensive talent like him. Do you think that was the wrong move for him in hindsight?
Yes, but I don't think it's for the reasons you mentioned. I just think it's the hefty price tag that was put on him that put a lot of pressure on that guy.
Fair.
Again, it's like had he took his career from like Benfica to another small team and built his way up, he might have had a better look.
He should have been to Borussia Dortmund. This team
Yes.
always.
Oh, that's the
Yes.
team.
This is
that-
like the
yeah.
destination
Yes.
for every uprising striker. This is always the destination. Erling
feel like
Haaland, everyone. just
Bundesliga
have to go.
and the Serie A are these two leagues that are good culture for like young players.
Yeah.
That develop them well or like give them a chance. Bundesliga even more than Serie A.
Marmouche.
Marmouche. We
good
might
shout.
see him in the Premier League soon,
Good
hopefully.
shout. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Good stuff. You guys ready to move on to Arsenal?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. Arsenal versus Nottingham. This game ended 3-0. I predicted 2-0, as did Amir. And Max said 2-1. We had goals from Saka, Partey, and who scored the third one, boys? Nwaneri.
Nice shout.
I still think it's too little too late. Like, he came in late because Odegaard's coming back from injury, so he probably doesn't have the legs to go full 90. But it's cool to see him score a goal. Dude, he's the Arsenal Phil Foden. Like, I really think he's going to be a stud. Like,
He's
a
very
future
Yeah.
football player of the year caliber type of guy. Like, he is going to be...
It was kind of cool
Yeah.
to see him next to. I mean, Sterling and him were next to each other.
Yeah.
Sterling was a prodigy, 17-year-old Liverpool and all that. So seeing him next to it, kind of just like there was a one part of the game where they were standing right behind each other. And I was just like,
The duality.
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
My biggest takeaway of this game is this was a dominant and comfortable win from Arsenal. Like this was a not that they're champions, but this was like the kind of win for a team that wants to compete in a title race. Like dominant Nottingham Forest from that we thought was in third place and all that. Like
They
somebody
started
said
a
last
downfall.
week, they definitely dipped
Yeah.
in form. But yeah, Saka,
Fantastic goal.
dude.
Yeah.
And that brings me back. I don't mean to take us back, but remember when we talk about Palmer and I mean Saka last year had a decent season, but he didn't have one of these crazy seasons. I think he's back to having this crazy season again. And I think Christian, you shouted that before, where you were like, my bet is this season is. It was either you or David Swears, but somebody said like, this is the season where Saka comes back to like spitting fire again.
That was David.
It must.
They
have
need
been.
I mean, I took him in fantasy hoping that would happen, but I didn't like go. Have
I
the
mean,
call.
if they have
Yeah.
any chance of getting back up to like title first place, they need him to be all guns running. Him and Odegaard.
Yeah.
Odegaard for sure.
Yeah,
Because that triangle between Saka, Odegaard, and Ben White, or whoever is going to be playing on the right back,
Yeah.
this is where Arsenal are always trying to build up, trying to create chances. Like most of the play is there, and when we saw what happened when Odegaard was missing, that triangle was
they looked really
non-existent.
And
Basically,
the moment he comes back,
Yeah.
Can I make a comment about that triangle? So I know Ben White normally plays that position, and he's got really good chemistry with Saka, and they got really good link-up play with Odegaard and everything. But
he's injured for months.
Timber is a beast. And I think when, I know Ben White is out till like January or something like that, but either way, Timber probably needs to be considered for that spot anyway. Because I just thought he's like the perfect right back for today's game. I can't see a flaw in this guy's game. He's just very aggressive, very good defensive minded, very good going forward. His work rate is insane. The passes are great. The vision is he's just the total package to me at right back. So they might have a big problem in their hands.
But they bought him for the left back position, right?
But then they have Calafiori now.
Yeah.
So,
who is kind of a joker as well, can play in multiple positions.
Yeah.
But I think, Ben White had this position. I think when, like Abanoub said, last year, Timber was going to always start in the left back, then he got injured.
Yep.
But now with Timber's performance and Calafiori developing his game, I think Ben White's position is at risk anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, because these guys offer Arsenal much more than what Ben White can offer them.
Yeah,
For sure.
Agreed.
Yeah.
What did you guys think about? I know it was because of internationals that Havertz was benched and Martinelli, but what did you guys think about seeing Jesus in the lineup? How did you guys think he offered something different to Havertz? Because Havertz hasn't scored in several games.
I was actually more shocked that I think it's legitimately the first Arsenal match I can remember, like Premier League match, where Havertz was on the bench.
Yeah.
I felt like, Arteta had a point to prove with him, and he was just forced starting him in every match. Even last season when he was having that giant lull, he was still starting every single game. So, it shows Arsenal's versatility that they're able to bench him and put out a result like this. So,
I think
Still need
we're
a striker,
playing
I guess.
against Nottingham Forest defense. These guys are like big and tall, and they've shown some like solid displays in the past. You need someone to create some chaos.
Yep.
Where Havertz is not gonna you depend on Havertz. You're gonna send him crosses. You're gonna try to play from behind. These guys are real deep in their defensive lines. That I think Jesus maybe was better tactically,
But I still think they need maybe like
A
what's that player?
striker.
The one that does that.
Gyökeres.
Gyökeres.
They may need him in January if they're gonna win.
for sure.
Well, they're playing against Sporting
See,
in the Champions League midweek, so they're gonna get to see Gyökeres in display before
Arteta
buying.
will slide his business card in his
before
pocket.
before buying.
call me.
Going back to like the midfield, how impressive is it that this team put out a result like this with Rice and Havertz on the bench? Those were the two big signings last year, and they didn't.
I disagree about Havertz. I really think he's just making ends meet kind of a player. I don't think the goal is to make this guy the official number 9 for the team. But Arsenal didn't have the money to buy somebody. I used to think that they chose Havertz as the number 9 and decided to not go for a striker. But that ended up not being the case, and they just didn't have the funds to go for a striker.
Because they spent it on Calafiori.
I don't know because of what exactly. The finances,
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't really, never adds up for me. But the idea to, Manchester City, and I don't want to jump to Manchester City now, but having Haaland was like that differentiator, and I feel like if Arsenal wants to be serious contenders for the league, they need that number 9 player.
For sure.
And Havertz is just not gonna, cut it for them.
It's the new trend in tactics.
Yeah.
Bring back the number 9 after ditching the number 9 and playing with a false 9
You know
for a
what?
couple
I
of
blame
years.
Pep for this stuff.
Because we won
seriously.
without a number 9. Yeah.
Liverpool doesn't necessarily. Jota's injured, and I don't consider Nunez a number 9.
What is he then?
Our team is relying on the wingers.
What a waste of 80 mil.
We rely on goals from Salah, Diaz.
We'll get to
Gakpo,
Liverpool.
Yeah.
But it's possible that a team can win. Obviously we have Jota when he's fit. Nunez will provide a goal
It's
here and
doable,
there,
but
it's not.
There will be
in
those
Arsenal's
games-
situation. I don't think it's the same as having Salah on your left wing and
Yeah.
Diaz or Gapco. And
I switched my stance on this, guys. Like earlier in the season, I was saying I don't think strikers should be the priority for Arsenal. I thought it was cover for Odegaard and cover for Saka, but I've kind of flipped. When they went through that lull of not scoring goals, it's just like, dude, you got.
that's when you need a 20 goal
when you're
striker.
having those like tough games against opponents where they're just parking the bus and making it difficult to get anything going, or when you're down to 10 men like they've been 3 times this year. Sometimes you need a plan B, C, D, F to just like throw the ball into the box and hope someone can Chris Wood themselves to a goal. You know what I mean? And they didn't have that, so I've switched my stance on that.
That's somebody that disappeared this week. Chris Wood. I didn't see him on the score sheet.
Yeah. I mean, they're down to 7th, so it was very short-lived, right?
Yeah. All right, last thing on Arsenal. Did you guys hear about Alexander Zinchenko's tell-all book, his autobiography thing?
No.
He has like some type of autobiography that's come out recently, and
I
obviously-
heard about that.
What does he say?
obviously, like it's about he's Ukrainian and what's going on over there and all that kind of stuff. But there was a blurb in it where he was talking about the mind games that Arteta plays. Okay, and one of them, I've kind of forgot it since I've read about it, but it was something like, let's say there's a guy that is injured, or they think it's injured. They had him come onto the bus with his gear on. Like Arteta had the guy. I don't remember who it was. I need to go back and look at it. But it was like he was a guy who was injured, but they had him with his gear on and walk out of his bus in front of the other team's bus to kind of like show the other team, oh, this guy might be in today.
Yeah.
So like all the little like mind games type stuff.
That's
and I legitimately believe that this was the reason he's fallen out of favor with Arteta, because I don't think Arteta was. I don't think he gave the okay to reveal those.
I was about to say, is
Sure, yeah.
No way, you think?
I mean, they had the
No,
all or
no,
nothing,
there's no way.
thing,
Yeah.
and they show a lot in that.
Yeah, so I think that's what put him in the doghouse.
yeah, but that happens after the season.
Is it?
The all or nothing.
And it's usually, most of the time, it's scripted.
And it's scripted,
yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
But
I just thought it was
I
interesting.
just
Reality
Zinchenko's
TV.
just trash.
I just thought it was interesting that a player that is still playing for this club is revealing,
revealing
like,
secrets.
secrets like that to the world.
I mean, it's
So just-
not
It's
that
not really a
significant.
secret,
Yeah.
though. I think many coaches do that.
probably, but
Yeah.
to reveal something specific, I don't know.
I
it's-
know.
It is funny.
Did he mention a name?
Yeah, he talked about
I
Arteta.
think this
I
guy-
don't- I have to go back and look at it, but
He has been on the bench for too long. He has the time to write a book.
and then ironically, he subbed into this game. I think he subbed in like the 67th minute.
That's funny.
As a decoy.
As a decoy. Something, yeah. I don't know, but I just thought it was interesting.
Also,
to mention
Jorginho. Nobody wanted to mention that.
I
Like,
totally forgot he still plays for Arsenal.
that. Yeah,
played a whole
He didn't
half.
come on, did he?
He started.
Did
he
he
started. Yeah, there was no
Yeah.
Rice.
Yeah, because Rice
Oh
was.
gosh,
Yeah,
thought it was Partey. Partey came on and scored. That's
Yep,
what it was.
yep.
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
And Marino starting to mesh with the team. He
Yeah.
was kind of looking, dude. Arsenal fan. I've said this before. Arsenal fans are the most reactive fans in the world. Okay, they were bashing. I've got cousins that are Arsenal fans. Shout out Joseph. And these other guys were like bashing Marino. Thought he was a horrible signing. It's like the dude joins your team after the Euros, meaning he didn't get to play in like in the training camp, like whatever they call that for soccer beforehand.
Preseason.
And then, preseason. Then he breaks his collarbone, and now he's trying to ingratiate himself into the team. He's going to need some time, just like anybody. So I thought he had a good game.
And he's brought on to be a rotational player. He's not
Right.
supposed to be a starter anyway.
Yeah.
I think it's time to get into the game that
Oh,
you guys are
God.
avoiding completely.
I've been trying to stretch out Arsenal as much as possible. I don't want to talk about
I mean,
this
okay,
at all, dude.
sorry, Christian. Start with the scoreline. Let's just
Okay,
recap. Go ahead.
4-0 Tottenham versus Manchester City.
Oh,
4-0.
So what?
let that soak in. Any Manchester City fan.
Where did they play again?
In the Etihad.
That is
the
disgusting.
Etihad.
The key word I put was shocking.
Oh.
And emphatic.
Oh.
A shocking result.
I agree.
I knew they were going to lose. I predicted it, but this was
you predicted 3-1.
This was a crumble. Like this was
That was humiliating.
This was
Yes.
the Roman Empire has fallen. This was Pep Guardiola and the team was in disarray. They did not.
It was just
They
an
were
incident.
pooping their pants.
It was just an incident.
No, we pooped our pants, dude.
Five
Five
in a row.
times, yeah.
5 in a row.
It's okay. We'll come back.
I have a comment about what I saw in the first. I'll be honest, guys. I watched the first half. second half.
It turned it off.
And I couldn't do it. And then I was about to turn into the second half, and then I got the notification that Pedro Porro scored, and I was like, dude, I can't do this. I'll tell you what I saw from the first half. There is zero physicality in our midfield. Complete, without Rodri, without Kovacic, our midfield was, Bernardo Silva, who can be feisty, but he's
no longer feisty.
He's like a little
None
guy.
of these guys are
Lewis.
as tough as they were.
Rico
before.
Lewis
He's
is
probably
not
out of the bunch. He's probably the most physical, I would say.
Rico?
Yeah,
But
Just
he's not-
because he's still young, he's
not-
fighting
he's
for
not- yeah,
he's
maybe
fighting
he
for his
tries,
place.
but he
It's the
doesn't.
hunger.
He doesn't have the mass. He doesn't have.
but
the
he was
like-
killing himself on every ball.
Yeah.
He was. He plays hard.
And I think that's why
he
he ended up getting subbed is because he got completely
exhausted. Yeah. I just didn't
I have
feel like we
something
had
to
anything.
admit though.
Go for
I
it.
think signing Ilkay Gundogan was one of our biggest mistakes this season.
And that was the other
because
midfield.
I would rather we would have, even though we got him for free, I would have rather that we signed someone else like a young player or someone with talent and physicality to cover that midfield. I don't know what we were thinking of bringing Gundogan
Free
back.
transfer, played in the
transfer.
team before.
But- already know
There's
that
no
he
wage gaps in
he's
football,
He's
bro.
been gone for like a year now, but he did.
We
Like,
had Kevin get hurt, so like it was.
but I don't know what can you expect from this guy.
I'd rather have
Yeah.
Nunez in there.
Okay,
You already-
that's
you already-
reactionary
you already-
talk. See, that's
that's-
reactionary talk.
Say yes,
I don't. I mean,
Oh, I thought you meant Darwin.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Is that
No,
am I
you're right.
pronouncing his name right?
Yeah, that's
because
right, yeah.
that's exactly what we have. Kovacic at the beginning of the season. We had Rodri. We had De Bruyne. I mean, before the injuries, but
Yeah.
bringing Gundogan, it seemed like a yes. You bring him maybe for you like him for the heart because he's a good captain. Whatever, like he could lead the young players, but I don't know if we really thought about how much can he offer to the team.
Okay.
So you're saying the ship has sailed for that guy to become a Manchester City
Exactly.
player, and you,
It's something very unusual from that Man City team to do.
Yeah.
Anyway,
As you talk about it, it reminds me of when Barcelona took on Sergio Aguero, where it's like, dude, it's kind
Yeah,
of.
he's washed. So
It was
he's over.
unfortunately had the heart
no,
thing.
that's not the same thing at all.
What do you mean?
Aguero was never a Barcelona player, guys. We're talking about Gundogan, who achieved a lot with this same Manchester City team
Right.
under the same coach.
Yeah.
So no, it's not an outlandish idea to bring the guy back on after only one season out.
Right.
and
but
then
I'm saying
and
it's-
then depend on him.
Why
That's
get
the
rid of him?
problem.
That's the point
that's
right
my
there.
biggest
I don't
problem,
have
that
a-
you bring
I don't
him,
have a problem
and then-
bringing
and-
him,
and then the
but
next-
I think the
and then the-
situation of
yeah.
bringing him on and having to lean on him so heavily because Kevin got hurt and Foden was something weird happened with Foden. Something weird is going on with Foden all year to where we needed to. Hey, you got to be our tactician now. Is that probably not-
this is
yeah.
where it all started, because you brought Gundogan and then I think he subbed on the next game, but then he started the following game and
Yeah.
Foden was benched.
Yep.
And then you had
Right.
Matheus Nunes never had time at the
Sure.
beginning of the season. All of these guys, if you're trying to build something, you can't just bring someone that just left the club because he performed for you and then depend on him on rebuilding, because he doesn't have even much to offer, in my opinion, right now. Seeing Gundogan on the field, he's not the same player. You're not even using him in the same way we used him for the treble. You're actually more relying on him to cover for Rodri. You're relying on him to make those runs and like be a box to box. Gundogan is never going to offer you that now.
Let's talk about your back four, because that's
I-
apart from the
yeah.
midfield and the attack missing a bunch of chances. Your back four right now is no new faces.
I have
Your
to
back four is apart from Guardiola, who's
Yeah.
your best attacking player.
It's very hard to say.
It's. I feel like we've beaten the back four. It's like a dead horse at this point. They're not good. Can't get clean sheets. They don't defend well. All that. I think for me, the biggest alarm that I would be ringing right now is what the heck is going on with Phil Foden, because this was the Premier League Player of the Year last year.
Yeah.
And this year, it's a monumental drop off. I mean, this award is like Salas won it. These are like the top players in the league. The fall off.
It's like
from,
a Rashford fall kind of.
Did Rashford win this award ever?
I don't know, but I mean, like he had
Maybe once.
a crazy amount of goals.
He
like
was the
Foden.
golden boy at some point.
Maybe
as well.
maybe
Yeah.
once.
So
Yeah.
This
I just
is
think
an
he's out of form. I don't
unbelievable
know if it's
drop
a
off.
I honestly I blame Pep for all of what's happening,
Well-
even individual performance, even
But this started in the summer. with his performance with the Euros. That's why I don't
Maybe
know
he
if I
lost
can.
confidence.
Yeah, but hold
Yeah.
on. In the Euros, he wasn't playing in his favorite position. Because
Correct.
Palmer
Yeah.
was filling that.
Palmer's
or,
on the bench.
You know,
Euros?
I mean,
Palmer never started.
yeah, Palmer didn't play that much. I mean, still, he wasn't playing his natural position because Southgate had this need where, like, I need to have all the best guys on the field. Well,
So
he
he
won
had
Player of
Saka
the Year.
on.
He had
Saka was on
Saka.
the right.
He had Phil Foden playing winger, not midfield.
Correct. That's what I remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Which is not. I mean, he won Player of the Year playing in the midfield as a number 10. So anyway, I mean, it started from there, but it's just been like a giant fall off since. I know he had some personal issues in the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
I don't know what is going on, but to me, I agree with you, Max. Like the back four is in shambles, but we've beaten that to the dead horse. I need to figure out what is going on.
You guys-
with our Player of the Year.
You guys had and I mentioned it like off mic, but you guys had so many chances, so
We
many
did.
half chances.
Yep.
Like Savinho and Foden, like
And Haaland
passing
had-
the ball pretty much, like light shots, and obviously Vicario had a great game. I'm not going to use that to justify that you guys had 4 unanswered goals. At the end of the day, Vicario had a good game, but he's not a brick wall.
Yeah.
Like you guys, I can't use that as an excuse.
Yeah, we still let in 4.
So
you're right.
yeah, I mean.
And they had injuries in their back line, too. I mean, they're playing without
Van de Ven
Romero
and
Van de Ven.
their two
Yeah.
best center backs.
That's
What do you?
subjective.
Van de Ven and
Yeah, no, I'm just.
No, come on, dude.
No, just because of like this was the team. This is, I think, Tottenham's second clean sheet this year, and I'm not kidding when I say that.
Yeah, that's
and the other
probably
one,
true.
I believe, was against Everton.
Yeah, they're not a clean sheet team. Not
Vicario,
like Chelsea.
Vicario took that personal.
Yeah. No, I mean, Max, you're right. Like the back four is in shambles.
What's
I think what's more alarming for me than Phil Foden, I think it's Kyle Walker.
Oh yeah, well that's
Because the way he played, I mean, most of the goals that we conceded this year is from Kyle Walker's side. Yes, we had a couple of goals from Guardiola's side this week too. But Kyle Walker's, like, in that 4th goal, and I know, like, we were losing 3-0 at this point. Does it even matter? But this is the team's captain.
yeah.
And for you to let that happen at the Etihad and just, like, not even try to be physical, get a red card. Like, show me something. Show the fans that you actually care. That was.
I think it's time to drop Rico to the right back, drop Kyle Walker to the bench, and put Nunez back in CDM. Because that's
a
where
good idea.
Rico was playing in the
I
3.
prefer Nunez over Gundogan at this point in the midfield. Yeah.
Would
That
you
was-
have?
when
Would
we
you
bought
have?
Nunez? That was like you're
So you would still
midfielder.
start Walker?
No,
I
I
wouldn't.
wouldn't.
Well, you don't.
I
The only
wouldn't say.
fit. The only other
No,
fit defender you have is Ake.
Okay, for Walker again. I'm going back and forth. Is he, because he played in the Euros and he was bad in the Euros as well. He's coming off an injury. Is he lost a step, or is this because
Do you
he's coming
bench
off
him?
an
Because
injury?
that'll crush his morale.
Either way, whichever one, he has to sit down for a minute.
He is 34 years old, guys. He
Is he
lost.
really?
Yeah.
I didn't
and
realize.
he's been having a lot of drama outside of
Yes,
football.
that's another thing.
So
So we
Without
have
getting
to-
into details about
Yeah.
what the drama is.
Right.
Yeah.
But last year, Abanoub, he was clocked. I heard another podcast where they said he was clocked running 37 kilometers per hour.
Because he
Well,
was.
if you
had
put
the
him next to
highest-
Werner in this game,
He had the highest.
He can switch
Yeah,
careers
that's what I'm
and he
saying.
can go
There is a huge
play
difference.
track or something.
In my
That was
opinion,
the-
Christian, there is a huge
Werner
difference.
can play track.
Because Kyle Walker in the triple year, he wasn't even a starter in the final.
Correct.
He was benched.
Yeah.
And then there were rumors that he's going to leave the club, and then Pep had that meeting with him.
Yeah.
And then you give him the captaincy.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a big
So
change.
this is the normal reaction from a
the
guy.
captaincy was given to Kevin, and then Kevin had that
Yeah.
major injury, and then it was given to Kyle, and he had
Yeah.
it for like 3
So
months. Yeah.
that was a boost for him. And even I recall last year there was a time where Kyle Walker caused us to conceive a goal, and he was the one that ran. He was very mad on the field, and he was the one that assisted the goal for us to come back in the
Right.
game.
Yeah.
This is not. There is something about the team morale that is going on. I think it's even deeper than tactics. It's something happening in the team. Like all the players are very down. We
it
are
just
hit
be-
by injuries.
Amir, can it just be burnout? We've won 4 in a row. Nobody's done that. in the
But
Premier League.
for-
This is legit.
for
This is
missing-
a legit.
Yeah.
I mean, you're saying something that is absolutely true, though. This
Yeah.
happens to teams.
Is this
Yeah.
the the
This happens
beginning?
to teams that win 1.
Yeah, imagine winning 4.
4, yeah.
Is
With
this-
a treble
is
in the middle of it.
Is this? Are we seeing a blip? I saw this. This is what the two Robbies said, and I like the question.
Yeah.
is this just a blip or
No.
is this the beginning to the end? Like,
It's-
are we seeing a change now? Like we had Manchester, like I mentioned it last week.
Yeah.
Is this now we're
End of an era.
entering into a new phase with
It
a
is-
different team?
I, in my opinion, it's not a blip. It is the beginning of the end, but we still have the capability of prolonging that end for a long time. So, but it's not a blip. You can't lose 5 in a row and it's a blip. I'm sorry. That not that team.
Yeah.
It is a stale
Well,
roster.
you guys
We
have,
bring-
lo-
have
you
a lot
guys
of
have been in a
injuries.
similar position in other seasons. Not necessarily
Yeah.
5 in a row, but you guys have been in second, third, lost several games, and still ended up winning. So
5 in a row.
not 5 in a row. I agree.
Not
Yeah.
an embarrassing
So you
fashion like
think that this team, like I don't know, this you think they can still finish top 3?
Yes.
I
Oh,
think we
yes,
can finish top
100%,
3.
100%.
I don't
I honestly
we're winning
think-
it this year, though.
I think we can come back easily, and I don't think it's the beginning of an end, in my opinion.
I agree with Amir.
Because this team would. Sorry.
No. Go ahead, Amir.
I was gonna say you just changed like the skin of this team last year.
Yes.
How can we say this is the beginning of the end when
The
you
only
just
play-
like restructured that
What was
team?
what was
Yes.
you got 3 players, right?
We changed
you got
we
Savinho,
got
Haaland, and Vardio. That was your only 3 new.
no last year we
Yes.
got 6 new players. we
What-
got
what-
got rid of Gundogan, Mahrez.
And what were the
uh,
3 players you got in 6? Because those 3 players are
This
the only
year?
ones I can name.
We only got Savinho this year.
Last year,
Last year you got
Nunez.
you
Holland.
got
Nunez
Vardy.
doesn't count.
Holland was the year before.
Haaland.
Paul was the year
Holland.
before, you're right.
I'm talking about starters, starting 11, not bench one.
You got Duku.
Doku.
You got Gvardio.
Doku. Okay, he's the one injured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gvardio and Kovacic. We got Kovacic
Kova,
last
yeah.
year.
Doku hasn't convinced me.
Nunes.
Savinho hasn't convinced me either. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
these
but
players
that's the
are.
thing.
Yeah.
You bring these players to be starters at Man City. That was always the case.
Yeah.
So I don't. It can be the beginning of an end. I just cannot
But
think
can
of
you
it.
really
You know
win
what?
a title with Doku and Savinho in your wing?
Potentially,
Doku hasn't. I mean, before he got injured, he got one goal.
but potentially you could. Under Pep, I would expect
You
them
know
to
why?
perform.
You know why that? I'm sorry for interrupting you before. The reason why that makes me happy is because, and I'm not kidding, guys. This is not a 99% of the time. 100% of the time, when Amir and I disagree about something Man City related, he ends up being right.
Yeah.
So I really hope you're right again.
I hope
this
so. I really hope so.
Well, that's because he's not freaking out. I think you're freaking out right now.
Okay.
Like Max has every reason to gloat, but you'll have no reason to like doubt yourself like this because of 5 losses. I mean, it's
No, I
bad
mean,
as it is.
Yeah.
And you can have an off season where you don't win anything, which is
Right.
normal. But that doesn't mean that that's the end of it.
That's what I'm saying. I think we can prolong the end. I think we can prolong it, but I don't think this is merely a blip.
Let's see.
I think
know?
it started with renewing the contract for Pep for possibly 2 years,
Yeah.
right? And I think this is great because now this guy is gonna build that replacement. He's gonna build on. He's gonna fix that transition
He's
for
gonna do
you.
what Klopp did
The league,
with Liverpool.
Exactly.
I have to
And then
say,
leave to
And then
pass
leave.
on.
I have to
Exactly.
say, the league needs to be happy about Pep staying 2 more years. There was a lot of you hear a lot of people saying like, "Oh, he's staying for 2 more." Dude, you cannot tell me like, let's say Arsenal went on to win the Premier League title
Yeah.
next year after Pep left. Let's say Pep doesn't renew, he leaves this year, and Arsenal win it next year. Are you going to really feel like you won it if you wait till Pep left out the back door to go win a chip? You want to win it when Pep is still in here.
A win is a win, my dude. I don't care.
But I think that's why it's gonna be very big for Arne Slot if he wins the
Yes.
Premier League this year
On his
Yes.
first season,
His first season.
against.
wow.
Should we
Yes.
transition to that game?
Yeah, let's go ahead and transition to that game. This was a thrilling game, probably the game of the week. 3-2, Liverpool, Southampton. I predicted 3-0. Amir went 1-0, which was crazy because at one point Southampton went up 1-0.
Yeah, I
and
was,
then they went
I
up
was having a
2-1.
heart attack next to him in church.
And
Because he's
Max,
standing right next to me in liturgy, and I was getting notifications. Southampton's up 2-1.
Max, you went 4-0.
Yeah.
Liverpool. What a game!
It was not a convincing game. I can say we did not play at our best. I'm a very critical person. The defense in the first goal, 3 defenders ball watching, marking Armstrong, and they completely left Fernandez open in the middle. All Armstrong did
Fernandez's
cut back.
second goal.
Was that the second goal?
That's
First
the-
one
yeah.
was the poor
yeah.
takedown by Robertson.
Yeah.
Again, Robertson as well. He's been off the
It's one
season.
of
I don't know if
his
it's
worst
the age.
seasons. Yeah.
It might be the age getting to him, but that second goal and Robertson that first
It was
goal,
almost not a penalty, bro. He almost timed that correctly, though. If he were to stop this thing, it was right
That's
outside
the thing.
of the box.
With the age, you get that small fraction behind. That small fraction makes such a big difference.
Like Kyle Walker.
I have a
And that's
proposal
why he's
to
been
make.
putting Chimikas instead of him.
I actually have a proposal to make. I think they should change the rules where the kick taker, when he shoots the ball, he cannot touch it again after it deflects from the keeper.
You're gonna go into
In my opinion.
because it's open play. That's what
I
the rule
know,
says.
but I just feel like it's so unfair that the keeper does all
Yeah.
that job to save
Yeah,
it,
that's
and then the kick taker is like literally right there
He
standing
saved
to.
the penalty.
Yeah.
saved the penalty, but didn't parry the ball. I mean,
Yeah.
he did half of the job.
But
Then he gets a second chance, and the keeper is like,
but how about
"See ya."
how about Salah, man? He puts the team on his back. He could have scored more, but I mean, the whole point is he got the goals that mattered.
Did he mean that goal?
Did he need?
Did he mean it?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think he
you guys
meant it,
think-
dude.
He
I
always
I
means
watched it
it.
so many
Yeah.
times. He meant
he
it.
meant
always
it. First
means-
touch was directed towards
Yeah.
goal. I
Yeah.
mean, it was
It was
clear.
very smart.
Yeah.
I mean, he's. I the fact. Did you guys listen to the interview after? He had an interview.
The fact that he didn't get it,
yeah.
where
like
he said
any-
he's disappointed that
Yeah.
it's coming at near December and he
Yes.
hasn't been contacted at all.
Yes.
It blows my mind that your top scoring player in your team, you haven't contacted him for a 1 year,
Forget
2
that.
year
Best
contract.
player in the
renewal.
world right now.
It doesn't
Best
make
player
sense.
in the world, yeah.
What are they thinking? Like, you just look at the age and then just assume no, we want to build with Gapco and Dia. I mean,
half players, half-ass players.
That's-
Excuse my French.
that's what they did with Firmino and Mane. They were kind of tearing near the end. Not like Salah is going up, but like
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense to get rid of a player like that. If we didn't have Salah in this game, we would not win. He's the difference maker.
He's a dynamo. of that team.
The other players can come off the bench, score easy, but he is a difference maker. He's a player in the team that can change a whole entire game. He didn't even have the best game, but he scored when it mattered. Like
Yep.
before his goals, he wasn't having the best game. I mean, he's the best player in the world, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what else do you guys think.
What do you think of Abanoub?
Yeah, I
Your
mean,
side chick.
yeah, exactly, right. And then that's my boy right there. So I mean, first of all, I think it's just pressure tactics. When he was like, I don't know, they haven't contacted me yet. It's December.
For sure.
As it stands, it seems like I'm closer to leaving than I am to staying. This is the type of talk you say when you want to renew the contract and you're pressuring the management of the club, which is fine. I think you have 3 players right now that need renewals.
Van Dijk.
Van Dijk, Arnold, and Salah.
I don't think Arnold's going to sign personally.
So out of those 3, if I were to renew to anybody priority-wise, I would say Salah, Van Dijk, and then Arnold.
I
last.
agree.
Yeah.
Robertson's not critical for me anymore.
Who?
I won't be completely upset if
Arnold.
Arnold, yeah.
To be honest, he's
Is that
not
because Connor Bradley has like looked
I was
really
about
good?
to say, yeah, Connor Bradley has been. I mean, he doesn't have the same technicalities that Arnold has, but the man has been filling that shoe. And I watch Arne Slot play him the same way he plays Arnold, exactly the same way.
If Arnold's injured, we're not going to have such a big loss in the team. That's my point. If Van Dijk's injured, that's a big hole. Salah is injured, that's a big hole. Arnold being injured,
He's not
it's fine.
creating. He's
You
not
will
producing
not-
goals in the system.
Not in
much.
that system.
If
anymore.
Liverpool does not renew to Salah for next season, you will never find any other player that offers you this value. Unless you're willing to pay
Yeah.
over 100 million, and even then,
Rafael
it's not
Leao, I don't
guaranteed.
know.
Risk.
I don't even think
risk.
anyone can replace Salah.
Nobody.
Nope.
Exactly.
so.
Not a single player
So-
comes to mind.
Yeah, the guy's of course fantastic, consistent. Been doing this for the past 7 years consistently.
Yep.
It's like you're almost sure, like when Max was drafting and he had first draft and he picked him. Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
this is the confidence that the Liverpool fans have in this guy. They know that he's going to show up.
Waiting
Yes.
for
I
this all
every-
week.
I've been waiting for somebody. I got bashed.
I
I
honestly
got
think-
bashed for not picking Haaland.
I'll give you your flowers, dude.
Thank you.
I made fun of you as well.
Yes.
I was like, how do you skip on picking up Holland? But this is exactly what Salah offers you. Is like you're most likely than not right about him being informed than out of form.
He still finds himself, even the games he's off, he finds himself on the score sheet, or he creates a chance, creates an assist.
Let me tell you-
shows up in the big games.
Because Max, you're saying like he was not having a good game.
Yeah.
I would say like there's well, we're gonna talk a little bit more about the tactics of the game, but I feel like there's other aspects that might have affected his play. But this guy, out of I don't know, like 42 goals that Liverpool scored this season, like Saul has like half of these are contribution for Saul.
Like 20 goal contribution.
Yeah, 20 goal contribution or something like that. So the guy's fantastic. I don't know. I just don't think there's any way that Liverpool management would not renew for him.
Yeah.
Like, it would not be wise.
In my opinion, this is the type of guy you give him a blank check and tell him, please retire at my club.
Yes.
Similar to Kevin De Bruyne
He's
at
already
Man City. Like, you just cannot see him wearing another jersey after everything he has
He's a
achieved.
champion. He's a Liverpool champion. This was his 100th goal, right?
Yeah.
For Liverpool.
Yeah.
Away?
His 100th.
Away. Yeah.
This is the greatest Liverpool player ever. And he's on his way to potentially being the greatest Premier League player ever.
I would love to cap it off with
You have
a
to keep that
title this year, too.
Yeah. You have to keep that guy. Any means necessary.
Yeah.
Liverpool
Like Amir said,
clear
blank
now.
check, whatever you want.
8 points?
Yeah.
8 points clear is big, man.
8 points clear, man. And if we
Potentially
win,
11.
if we win next week, Manchester City is kind of done.
And you know what's important about this game? And I was actually like listening to one of my favorite like podcasters. He was talking about. He was like, the difference between this season and last season is last season Liverpool lost a game like this versus Luton Town. This season, you didn't lose that game.
These are the games that normally, like those really gross kind of games that you eke out a win, normally the team that wins those games hoists that trophy.
We called it a trap game because of the upcoming Madrid game and Man City.
And it's a team that is fighting relegation too at this point.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's insane, and then they go up 2, and you doubt yourself for a little bit. Oh, it's going to be another Luton Town game, and I'm going to keep missing a bunch of chances and stuff like that. I mean, they made a lot of mistakes. They gave the ball away to Soboslai to score that goal and stuff like that. So there was a lot of mistakes. But again, what matters is that you ended up winning the game even when it was,
exactly
looking difficult,
Yeah.
And the fact that they're also I think they're top of the group in Champions League as well.
Yep.
They're just clicking on all cylinders,
On
man.
fire, man.
Yeah. All right,
cool.
you guys ready? Enough glazing of Liverpool. I can only do it so much. Can we please move on to Man United versus Ipswich?
Yes, the last game.
All right, the Tractor Boys were able to get a 1-1 draw with Manchester United.
Pretty
and
boring.
Amorim's debut as the manager for Manchester United. Ed Sheeran FC came through with the tie.
They were close to winning than losing, actually.
Yeah.
I mean Ipswich.
Ipswich.
Yeah.
They played at Ipswich, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they did.
Yes.
I must say though, I of course we cannot judge Amorim for his game, but
Why not?
that formation was very interesting.
Why can't we judge him
You
for
liked
the first
it?
game?
No, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
But that formation
Yeah.
was very interesting to start
3,
with.
4, 2, 1.
Starting with Evans, Dallo, and De Ligt
Yep.
in the back, and then you have Amad Diallo on the right, Mazraoui on the left. It was like all over the place for me, in my opinion. And then you started with Rashford in striker, which he scored.
Second
But-
minute,
What I don't know. I don't think we have seen Rashford play in that position like so many years. So, do you guys think he didn't have confidence in the youngsters to even fit in that position, that he needed to rely on experienced players to at least see how it's going to look like?
I hope that doesn't. I mean, I love I'm a big fan of Højlund, so I hope that he comes back in.
Me too. It's too early.
It is too early. Yeah.
I don't think you should be like making any kind of impressions right now, because for the untrained eye, somebody would say, "Oh, they look better under like Van Nistelrooy. They should have kept him." But like this
It's
is
more of an emotional
I
thing.
think Ugarte and Mano will find their way back in the lineup.
Ugarte not starting was surprising. Was he not playing under Amorim in Sporting?
It might have been because he came back from international break late.
Oh,
That was
fair enough.
why. I think that's the reason.
possible.
But you guys know how I feel. I mean, I am happy that Amad Diallo. You guys know that's one of the few players on this team I think is really good.
Yeah.
But I agree with Amir. His position was kind of strange. He was like a right wing back or
He
something.
got an assist.
Yeah, he did. But it's like a right wing back type of situation. It was a bit weird.
It was
But
just
at
very
the end of the day-
surprising
yeah.
to see him change the formation like from the get go.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Very
at least-
risky.
Yeah.
No transition time. You didn't I mean, you need a lot of practice to get these players to get used to these new positions and the new play.
And
You
that's
can't
why I
just-
was so confused. Like he started the experienced players. Like most of the
Yeah.
players on the field, like except for Garnacho, which Christian is.
How do you look,
I'm
guys?
sure. I'm
His
sure
biggest
Christian
fan.
yeah wants to comment
How
on
did he
that.
look, guys? I'm just asking questions.
Like
How
a
did he look,
side
guys?
chick,
He look good to you?
There was a ball, and I saw that ball, and in my head, I hear you shouting, "You're a Gazma!"
No, I mean honestly, guys, it's just again, I make jokes, but I agree you can't really judge them on the first match. But I will say again, I legitimately think the roster sucks. So I don't think you're gonna have games like this. You're gonna have wins too. You're gonna have everything in between, but
Yeah.
it's not a good enough roster. But when we see him, Man United got deep pockets. We'll see them bring in that money and get some guys, and then
Hopefully, he gets enough time to see if they need anything before January.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
no, he has a month worth of games, so I feel like Manchester United will dip their hands into the market.
He gave
Get
me
something.
an Arteta type of vibe
Really
for some reason. The way he was looking at the players, and
Yeah.
interesting.
he didn't celebrate the first goal. Arteta now celebrates, but I
Yes.
feel like at the beginning,
Oh,
Arsenal,
yeah.
like
It was
he
all
was,
business.
yeah, right.
Yeah, stoic. I have to be stoic. All right, you guys got anything else from this game? Kind of basic, 1-1. Yeah. All right, we'll take a little break now, but when we come back, we have to talk about Real Madrid versus Liverpool in the Champions League. And we are back. All right, Real Madrid versus Liverpool. Before we get into the game itself, Abanoub, I'd like you to give me like a temperature on how you feel about your team as of right now. Because, they're the Galacticos, spent all this money, big money club. Kylian Mbappe, lost 4-0 to a bunch of children in Barcelona, in the Bernabeu.
Oof.
What are you? How are you feeling right now? my guy?
Mbappe.
How are you feeling?
we lost again at home to AC Milan.
Oh, dude, yeah.
We got that.
Yeah, we got
You guys
that
are
one.
not even making it in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Well, that's why this is going to be a very important game.
Yeah.
We need to win, worst case scenario, tie
Without Vinny.
to have. Well, yeah. I don't know where to start, man. because I try not to have any hot takes. I try not to be reactionary.
This is the place where
here's
you
the
take
box of
hot
tissues.
takes. You gotta
The box
take
of
hot
tissues.
takes.
Keep it close
Yeah,
to
thank you. I need that for my tears. But here's the thing. I've seen Carlo start slow seasons and pick up rhythm, and every single time there's a change in the team, like that's the same paradigm happens over and over again, where there's a change in the team, and then we don't know how to assimilate on that change, and then it takes us a little bit to get up to speed, and then we end up winning the Champions League. So I'm not saying we're going to win the Champions League this year, but I'm just saying that we've had a setback. The same way Manchester City is kind of suffering a few losses. That's why I don't see it being a problem, because like my team at least have been through this and still won a trophy sometimes. So I can still see that happen with a team like Manchester City. But we're riddled with injuries, man. Like I was joking with a friend of mine. I was like, we got more crosses than a chapel. Like you open the roster and you see cross.
Yeah.
Like, we can't catch a break on these injuries, which is surprising, given that we have Pinto as that their physicality coach, who's supposed to be fantastic. But with these injuries in place and given everything, I mean, when I think about it, because I really like to reflect on these losses and see like, okay, because my first reaction is always, Carlo Ancelotti, he destroyed it, he ruined it for us. But I don't think Ancelotti was that. I can't blame the guy 100%. I think injuries, there's a lot to blame on this topic specifically.
Defenses, yeah.
The defense, yeah. So if you, and let's take it one by one. Danny Carvajal,
Yeah.
Yep. ACL, right?
yeah, out for the season.
End of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy being out meant we put Vasquez in there. The game versus Barcelona and the game versus AC Milan, this guy got destroyed.
Really?
Destroyed. You didn't watch the games?
I watched the Barcelona game.
Okay. So you didn't see him getting destroyed.
I saw the whole team getting destroyed, if I'm being honest.
Dude,
Like collectively.
every single time, Rafinha, sees that guy.
Like children
yeah.
beating you guys up.
His pants falls off instantly.
It's insane. Like, he gets caught with his pants down, like you say. Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
Versus AC Milan, Rafael Leao completely shattered this guy. And I'm not saying like, oh, had him in his pocket. No.
Yeah.
I'm saying this guy in every physical, like interaction between them, not only that he loses the duel, he falls to the ground over and over again.
This is the left back's position?
No, right back.
The right back.
You have Valverde now.
Well,
Because
I'm
Vasquez
going to
got
get to that
injured.
because he got injured.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the few games where he played in right back position, we got demolished. Everybody that faced us ended up focusing all their attack on the left-hand side, which is our right-hand side, and just exploited the Vasquez area over and over and over again. And that's a big problem with Courtois being out. You're playing Lunin, who was good last season, but this season he didn't play at all, and all of a sudden you throw him in front of Barcelona.
Yeah.
And so it's just a series of unfortunate events, like they say, over and over again. And then you can just catch a break with the injuries.
Alaba.
Well, Alba's been injured.
That's another one, right?
It's Militao.
Militao, another injury.
Yeah.
Militao, it's his other knee. The man came back from an ACL on his right, I think it was, and now the left blown out.
And Tchouaméni.
Poor guy.
Chouameni got injured. So Chouameni is I have mixed feelings about the guy because I'm not his
He's
biggest
not a
fan.
regular starter, is he?
Well, the current situation, it's hard to figure out who are the current the starters.
Yeah.
You're actually having to rely on the academy now, which is something surprising from Real Madrid.
Asensio,
Yeah, so that kid Raul Asensio is an academy player. And again, so with the injuries, it made it hard for us to have a consistent team shape that we know to play every single time. Even Rodrigo is being out.
Yep.
But Abanoub, I just have one comment. With the kind of team you have, or the players that you have in attack, it can be a game where, yes, you're conceding a lot of goals, but you would expect to score more.
Yeah.
And that way you can win those games,
So
in my opinion. But
Here's where I'm going to stop you. Who did we lose last year?
You're talking about?
for,
Tony flippin' Cruz.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You lost that guy who was your main playmaker last season. Because Modric wasn't playing consistent last season. It was Toni Kroos specifically. He was the guy, and you probably remember him pointing to Junior to make that run versus Bayern Munich and stuff. This was the maestro of that orchestra.
Yeah.
We lost that guy and never got another playmaker.
And you didn't replace him, yeah. That's true.
Wasn't that supposed to be? I mean, I might be a little bit wrong on where he's supposed to play. Was that not supposed to be your Turkish phenoms? He's supposed to fill in that role, or
He's 20 years old. He's 20 years old.
about-
winger,
And
not
Cruz,
a playmaker.
Cruz was playing very deep. He's a deep line playmaker basically.
Camavinga,
true.
Ceballos, who isn't a starter.
So let's talk about the Leganes game, and I know it's insignificant because Leganes is the 14th in the Liga right now.
You won.
But there's multiple things I need to mention in this game because the way Ancelotti tried to cover some of the, now that Vasquez is out, who is the person, who's your joker that you one size fits all kind of person? It's Federico Valverde.
You have Mendy on the bench.
Yeah, for obvious reasons because he's been stinking.
Oh, Mendy's
been stinking.
Really?
Our fullbacks have been bad.
Oof.
Right. So when we talk about Liverpool, it's going to be a problem. Yeah. So now he's been punishing him basically by starting Frank Garcia, who is maybe better on the offensive ends, not as good in the defensive ends, but he's been, I guess, decent enough to start. But
That's a guy that you guys brought him back from loan, right?
yeah, he was
Rio Valle.
Valicano.
So he must have potential for Real Madrid to bring him back. So.
Right, but again, not the kind of fullback you would wish to have in a team that is competing for everything.
Yeah.
He's decent in rotation, I guess. But so Valverde starts on the right back, and of course, Ancelotti has to change his beloved 4-4-2 diamond shape that he likes to play, because now you have Valverde, and you don't want to lose him on the fullback. So every single time we were in possession of the ball, we played with three in the back, and he would,
invert.
And he would go in. Sometimes he would play wide. Sometimes he would go play a little bit deep in the midfield. But the change that he made this time, Ancelotti, to keep possession of the ball, was to play Denis Ceballos. So with Tchouaméni being out,
Dude, Ceballos, he's digging deep.
yeah,
I know.
with Tchouaméni being out, now you have no option but to try to keep control of the ball. Because if you don't keep control of the ball, you don't have much, like what do you call it? This, you don't have a destroyer on your team. You don't have much. So you need to keep more possession of the ball, and that's why he started like Camavinga and Ceballos alongside with Bellingham.
And keeping the ball protects you from injuries.
True.
Like if you're more in control of the game, you
Right.
don't have to chase it as much. So less players are going to get tired and injured.
That's true.
True.
So in that game, I mean, things changed a little bit. We played Mbappe on the left-hand side, which we're going to talk about because there's
That's
some...
his preferred.
That's his preferred. He's been saying it is preferred.
And he
We
scored.
knew... Yeah, and he scored, but he scored a tap-in.
Oh, okay.
Like... my
Kylian Mbappe.
All right, go ahead.
I had to introduce him.
See, the guy, we've known that about him before he came, and because he had this big fight with Neymar on who starts on the left at PSG. And we knew before we brought this guy on, hey, this guy likes to play on the left, and we have arguably the best left winger in the world right now. And I would not want to lose that guy for Kylian Mbappe. I don't care for Kylian Mbappe.
Yes.
We have something that is working.
Let's voice this for the last year, 2 years.
And I've been saying that too.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. You have
Oh,
mentioned
But
in
now
the last
Vinny's
2 years,
starting.
you didn't want the guy because you didn't want to disturb the force.
Exactly. I did not want to disturb in the force.
Yeah.
I wanted Rodrigo playing where he knew to play best. I wanted Junior playing where he played best. I like the whole like shadow striker Bellingham that was playing, that was like a little bit behind
Crashing
attack
into the
and
box.
crashing into the
Yeah.
box. I like that. It looked good. We were onto something,
Yes.
but then had to completely reshuffle our cards because this big star that is coming for like millions of pounds.
Yes.
And now we have to fit him, and we have to play him outside of position.
Yeah.
And now he's not happy, and he likes to play on the left. So what Ancelotti does this time? Okay, you play on the left, Junior plays striker.
Tank.
Junior is completely eliminated last game.
Yeah.
Yeah, he assists one goal, that tap in by Mbappe was Junior.
was it.
But that was it. And I don't think he's happy. The guy is happiest on the left, and he's better on the left than Mbappe. Mbappe looked good last game versus Leganes because he played in his favorite position. And he talked about it in the post-game interview, and he was like, well, everybody knows that the left is my favorite and everything, but I know, it will only be a matter of time. I'll go back to playing striker, and my job here at Madrid is to play at any attacking position as, my manager sees.
Said the right thing. Right?
He said the right thing, but that tells you that there's tension right now, maybe perhaps between them on who wants that position.
So what I'm getting at is that it sounds like Liverpool is going to run riot. Is that at home or away?
We're playing at Anfield.
At Anfield.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
So, based on all this analysis of your team, what do you predict for that game?
Well, now Junior is out too. So, I mean, I really have no way of...
You don't
said
even know
he
what
was-
lineup is going to
But
be.
you said he was useless in the striker position anyway.
Well,
So if you have Mbappe playing that position, you know what I mean?
yeah, he wasn't useless. I didn't say he was useless. I just said he didn't pop off like he usually would on the left-hand side.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, and I probably versus a team like Liverpool, Junior would have started on the left and Mbappe as in the
probably
striker
right.
position.
Yes.
But he sustained an injury after the game, and now he's out, and he's out for 3 weeks. So he's definitely not playing versus Liverpool.
Dang.
Now, what I'm afraid of is, seems like Vasquez is back. And what I don't want to see is Vasquez back on the right-hand side and Luis Diaz completely destroying him on
Man,
that
I
wing.
really hope that happens. It will be so entertaining.
So one of two things. Either this is what I would hope. Either see Valverde back in the right back, but that means unfortunately we'll lose him in the midfield. Or play Vasquez, but play Valverde on the right wing so that he can cover that wing with Vasquez, because Vasquez will get destroyed. You need to double up somebody like Luis Diaz if Luis Diaz is going to play on the left.
Where is Bellingham playing now? Like which
More in
position?
the
forward?
midfield.
Like more
Yeah.
like in the
Yeah,
in the
so
attacking position.
right. So in that,
It's like a 10 roll.
Ancelotti is now trying to play that 4-3-3 formation, and Bellingham usually plays that in that playmaker position, and that especially with no Tchouaméni, having Camavinga and Ceballos as your box to box, and Bellingham that number 10 player.
In my head, like you're telling me, you lost Toni Kroos, and you have someone like Bellingham who's more than capable of filling that position.
You know what?
Complete different profiles. I disagree. They're not even the same player.
Can be developed. Sorry, Christian.
No, I don't. I'm sorry to interrupt. Can we just? I have no sympathy for you giving. Zero. I hear this whole speech you're giving. Okay, I have no sympathy for you, Gizem, that go and get Kylian Mbappe for free. Now you're trying to get Arnold for free. You're trying to get Van Dijk for free. You're trying to get Salah for free. You're trying to get all these guys on freeze. You're trying to create the greatest team ever assembled. And we have injuries. You'll get no sympathy from me, Abanoub. And I say that with all due respect. The team that wins 15 Champions League and is complaining about injuries, and you're trying to gain the sympathy of the masses. You won't get it over here, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I feel about Man City and Real Madrid. I hate both of your teams passionately.
Get all these guys for free. Hey, Kylian, just wait a year, and that transfer fee will pay you that as a bonus. And then they're going to do the same to Arnold, and the same to Van Dijk, and Saliba. You're going to get him for free too, huh?
Nobody's for free, man.
Team.
Yeah, because rather than pay the transfer fee like you're supposed to, you just slide it over into their bank account.
Money laundering,
right?
Yeah, you're cutting out the middleman.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
Listen, it's not about sympathy or anything like that. I'm just saying that with the current injuries, you cannot keep a consistent formation long enough for Carlo to actually figure his playing cards. Yeah. So that's why I don't want to keep. I can't, like, I blamed on him versus Barcelona. I blamed on him versus AC Milan, partially. But like at the end of the day, I cannot really say that he's to be blamed for all of that.
I feel like that's always been the case with Carlo Ancelotti, though. Like, he starts the season, like, you don't know how this team is gonna play. Like, they don't have a known formation. You see all of these players filling in the pockets, like, on the field. Like, everyone is playing everywhere, and all of a sudden they're just scoring all of those goals. Like beating Liverpool 5-2 at Anfield a couple of years ago.
Good shout.
After going up 2-0. Sorry, Max. But like, I'm just saying, like, who would have thought Real Madrid at that time, because who were struggling also at the beginning of the season, go and beat Liverpool. Liverpool were up 2-0, beating them 5-2.
Yeah.
Those are the football scripts we were just talking about a second ago with Spurs beating Manchester City.
Exactly.
I feel like Real Madrid and Liverpool have become one of these football scripts that just happen in that specific fashion every time.
And now Vinny is not on the field, so
he's not on the field, so Mbappe is definitely playing
Kylian
on the left
Mbappe is definitely gonna.
Well, we have never beat you guys in the past. I can't even, since 2014 we haven't beat.
Are you guys gonna have Arnold for that game or no?
I think he's injured.
Was he injured?
Is he?
So you're gonna have Connor Bradley matching up with Kylian Mbappe?
Yeah, I guess Arnold is injured, but he's a doubt. I don't know what that means.
So let me shift a little bit to Liverpool.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's gonna be key in this game. Okay, so the way Liverpool has been playing, or at least from what I've been seeing and what I've been reading in different like blogs and stuff like that, is that Arne Slot likes to play that 4-2-4 formation, where he uses that number 10 player when pressing in the defensive transition, where he does a little bit of that gegenpress that Klopp used to do, but he does it more conservatively, and he would try to like cut these passing lanes, and he would basically apply pressure with the 4 players. The number 10 player comes up, and then he has 2 players in the midfield, and then he has his 4, and he plays a lot with his fullbacks, just similar to Klopp. If we want to win this game, I feel like we're going to have to dominate the midfield. Without a good midfield, I feel like what would be our key plays are going to most likely be in the midfield and not on the wings, like I hoped if Junior was playing.
I kind of disagree. I'm sorry. But It's always been a thing that Real Madrid against the English teams, especially in England, they rely on the counter, and they survive on. Like, because English teams like to
I
hold the ball.
100%.
Yeah, but like I don't think you need to be in control of anything. Just play your game.
No, we're gonna leave the ball.
Yeah.
My prediction is that Madrid is gonna leave the ball, especially playing away. They're gonna leave that ball to Liverpool, and let Liverpool do its thing. And Liverpool likes to do that thing where they like to, and Slot has been doing this with Bradley as well. I thought it was an Arnold thing where he lets him go, and then he would let Robertson, Van Dijk, and Konate being the three in the back. And probably that's what caused the penalty because Robertson was in a position a center back should have been in. And then that fullback, which is usually Arnold or Bradley, would like go join the play, whether create that overlap with Salah to allow him to do the inverted wing run, or go inside of the midfield for like because to add that extra option.
Yeah.
With something like that, I imagine like maybe Carlo would wait for something like this to happen, and then you want Mbappe to run behind that.
That's what I'm
right
thinking.
back.
And the longer Madrid keep Liverpool shut, the better it gets for them. Because that's how like basically just putting. It's still a dynamic game. Like we try to compare player versus a player, but at the same time, Real Madrid just like to not be in control of the game. In my opinion, under Carlo Ancelotti, they like teams to come at them, keep the ball longer. They pressure them, and then at the end of the day, you see all of these guys like all of a sudden just running up front with Kylian Mbappe leading them now, Bellingham right behind them. Like that Liverpool midfield with Gravenberch and like McAllister and Szoboszlai, it's gonna be hard to keep up with these guys when you're playing on the counter. In my opinion, I personally feel like Real Madrid have a better chance, maybe not win, but get a tie. I don't think it's gonna be an easy game for Liverpool at all, especially with all we've seen Liverpool actually not performing well in the past like couple of games. You get the win. All right.
Let's
the
get
mic.
to
The mic is yours.
4-0.
No, the mic is yours, Max. All right.
No, I just want to let's get into some score predictions. With what do you
Before score predictions, though, you
this
don't want
game?
to.
What do you think? How do you think Liverpool is going to play?
Give us an input about what you think would happen, or how do you think they're gonna play?
I can't really speak on the analysis side. I just have a feeling that there's not a single player on your team that I see that can stop our attack. Rudiger, maybe, but that's not like our pace is going to completely tear your team apart. I mean, I'm expecting already that Diaz and Salah are going to just destroy, and I have so much confidence in our midfield to control. And the only concern that I have is Mbappe, but I don't think he's fully comfortable. And the fact that Vinny is not fit makes me even more confident in the result. So I'm going into this game without a single fear at all. The only doubt,
big words.
Somebody
Somebody that lost every single game we met.
So much chest.
The only little doubt that is there is the history of that fixture.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I
Do you
think
think
it's
Arne
time...
Slot gives a crap about history?
No, that's what I'm saying. I think it's time to turn that table over. This is a team that is battered with injuries.
Yeah.
This is not if we played Real Madrid in 3 months when these players are back, this is not the same conversation I'd be having. But this kind of team right now, we're going to beat Real Madrid, we're going to beat Man City, and we're going to be top of both leagues.
Well, I want to remind you that Courtois has been back, and since he's been back, we've been good.
Salah
we
can
scored
score
7
through
goals
his
in the last 2 games.
No. Yeah, against Leganes, you're going to compare Leganes to Liverpool. And what was the team before that?
I think we've beat you a bigger score than Leganes.
That's the problem. And whenever Real Madrid, we always say this about Real Madrid. This is the season where they're never gonna. There is nothing to come back for, and then all of a sudden, like they have those big games against Man City, against Liverpool.
Who's the difference maker in this team right now, fully fit, that is going to
I'm telling you from experience. I've been there.
I'm just saying, so first of all, I don't think Fran Garcia is going to start on the left because you cannot play Fran Garcia when Salah is playing on that wing. So he's definitely going to start Mendy. And Mendy's probably going to have strict defensive instructions.
Are you going to have...
I mean, I don't watch Real Madrid at all, but would you consider Camavinga on the left there to kind of try to handle Salah? Just a better pure defender?
No.
No?
No.
When you have Mendy,
I
you
cannot
gotta
lose
use-
another person
yeah,
from that midfield.
in the
So are you
midfield.
starting Rudiger and
You're
Asensio?
not going to have the ball anyway.
Raul
right?
Asensio is definitely going to start. He's been playing very well.
I cannot wait for Salah to rip his pants open. He's gonna show him what an academy step up is when you play against Liverpool
see,
and
man.
Salah.
Oh my god!
You're
I
gonna
cannot.
see.
I cannot wait.
So
for
you're
that.
You're gonna play an academy player. That's disrespectful. You're gonna play an academy player.
We don't have
against
center backs.
Liverpool. I mean,
We don't have center backs.
You might as well just
And
not even come to the game.
We used to play. Oh wow!
You're
I mean,
playing Bradley
we'll see.
against Kylian
Can I
Mbappe.
come? Can I come next week too?
I was gonna say I cannot wait to see the reaction next
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
Because this is gonna be so much
and
fun.
Bellingham, he's against his British friends. Oh man, I can't wait.
He's
Guler is not. He's gonna be just a little shadow running around.
well. I don't think Guler is going to start, and that's why I'm saying
Really?
like if Ancelotti decides to start Vasquez, then the person running on that
Valverde.
right wing is going to be Valverde.
Valverde is good. I
Yeah, and he's going to offer that double up on Luis Diaz. Now that's if Luis Diaz plays on the left,
yeah.
because you might end up with Gakpo on the left, and because
Yeah.
if you put Darwin Nunez.
I hope.
Oh, if you
Yeah.
okay, let me fix that because Darwin Nunes has a lot of bad negative connotations.
Hamor, yes.
Hamor. But what I'm saying is, if you play with a straight forward, we've seen what Rudiger did with Haaland. It's gonna be another one of these displays.
But we don't rely on our centers. We don't rely
exactly.
on our
So your best bet is to
wings.
use the inverted runs, the
We're
inverted
catching
wingers.
strays here right now, Amir.
It's all right.
Okay, go
It's
ahead.
fun. It's
Continue.
fun.
Continue.
I'm saying, I mean, did Haaland do anything?
Okay,
then-
dude, just
He
he
didn't.
almost scored though.
4
Oh, oh,
unanswered goals.
Almost-
Listen,
almost
I'm
as
going to be
goal.
having this conversation with you next week, and you're going to be like, "Yeah, man, it was the injuries and all that." And I'm going to be
No, no, no.
celebrating a 3-0 win against you guys.
I am
Home.
afraid
don't.
of set pieces. I'm afraid of corners versus Liverpool.
Van Dijk is going to get a.
We've been horrible at set pieces. Forget about Van Dijk being good. We've been horrible at. I mean, we conceded versus AC Milan from, and we had our two tall center backs. So now we have a younger kid, and we have Rudiger, and we can be completely like.
Ibrahim Konate. He's gonna show the Frenchman
All right,
command.
all right, boys. We've talked all the talk. Let's get some score predictions. Max,
3-0.
3-0
On that
Abanoub.
specific game,
Yes.
I think it's gonna be a 2-2 tie.
2-2 tie. Amir.
طيب.
I always give the edge to a Spanish team playing an English team, honestly.
Yeah,
so
it's 'cause of
I'm
history.
gonna say 2-1.
You're
Real
anti
Madrid.
Liverpool for أي حاجة. 2-1. You said 1-0 to Southampton. I
I
can't
know,
trust your
it was
result.
close.
I have a hard time picking against Liverpool. I have a hard time picking against Liverpool right now, but I don't think it's going to be as comfortable as what you're saying. 2-1 Liverpool at home. If it was
Right.
in the Bernabeu, maybe I would shift on that. But
I disagree
Anfield-
with you. I think we've
Yeah.
been horrible even at home. I mean, we lost to Milan at home. But I think just because it's Liverpool, I think we're gonna lose. Like it's either we're gonna win or we're gonna tie.
Salah
we
is going
tie-
to rip his shirt off, show you his abs, and
He's gonna show me his broken shoulder.
show you he means business.
They're gonna put like
That's a low blow,
Sergio
bro.
Sergio Ramos.
Sergio Ramos
That's how
watching
you talk to your
posters.
side chick. This is not a true Liverpool fan, bro. You
think
can't
he'll
talk to your side chick
sign him,
like that.
like in the NBA, when you sign a player, you sign him to like a 10-day contract. And that's in the middle of the season. And then if you decide you want to keep him longer, you can do another 10-day contract, and then you have to decide if you want to keep him for the season.
Oh,
you
we're
think
not
Real
getting
Madrid will sign Sergio Ramos to a 10-day contract
Just for the
this
game.
Ramos is just sitting at home right now,
Yeah,
like,
Sergio Ramos is a free agent.
Just
Yeah.
working on his abs. That's all he's doing right now.
Honestly,
Why the hell wouldn't you guys get? I mean, that's completely off topic, but why the hell wouldn't you get a free agent Ramos when your team is like battered with injuries?
he's like
That's like a Gundogan thing. Like, why wouldn't you bring a player
how
that
it's
I-
looking.
played
you
a
saw,
bunch of games.
you
You
saw
not see
how,
why?
how that,
You not see why? You know?
Yeah,
Ramos
I
is
mean,
like 36 or even
that's
older.
all right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He can get in there and punch
players
a
don't
guy.
age as much now.
Let's see how it goes.
Cristiano Ronaldo is turning 39 next
Wow,
year.
impressive.
He is 39.
Oh, then he's
turning
turning 40. Wow.
You guys want to get into the Premier League fixtures now?
Predictions?
Yeah, we'll take a little break. When we get back, we'll get into round 13. All right, we are back. Round 13, boys. Let's get into it. Friday, November 29th at 3 p.m. We have Brighton hosting Southampton. Max, please give me your score prediction.
Am I in first place, by the way?
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me.
Because I
about
want to
this
know.
Let's go.
score?
Let me go over the scoreboard. All right.
How
Thank
much?
you, Max.
How much balls do I need to put on the table? Right
All right. Thank you for calling out
How
the
much
scoreboard.
balls is too much balls?
All right. In first place, we have Max, 74 points, plus 4 from
Plus
last
4
week.
only?
Oh, that's pretty bad, actually.
Yeah.
We have somebody else in first place. His name is Christian
Wait.
with 74
Wow.
plus 8. Eat caca, my friend.
Wow.
I've
That's a big
tied
game.
you up. And Amir,
Did you have another?
65 points plus 8
Dang,
as
you're
well.
back
Let's
up.
go.
Yeah, eat caca, my friend.
Oh,
I am.
man.
So
I'm 9
Amir's
points
back.
away.
Amir's
9
back. You and I are in tie.
Yeah.
Eat caca. All right.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Wait,
sorry.
I'm going to have less crazy results this time.
Did we ever talk about a prize?
We need to.
Now that you're starting to come back up, you want to talk about it?
We'll get into that. All right.
For Brighton, Southampton. Is what
Brighton,
you asked.
Southampton, 3 p.m. November 29th.
I will go Brighton 3-1.
Oh, wow. Okay. Amir.
It's a Friday game. I don't know. I feel weird about these games
Yeah,
always. I always go
hate
with a
Friday
tie.
games.
Tie?
Monday and Friday games are always
Yeah.
ties for me. 2-2.
2-2. All right. I'm not going to lie to you. I was making my score predictions as we were discussing, and I had 3-1 as well.
Yeah.
So it looks like a 3-1 game to me. Abanoub, Brighton versus Southampton. What do you think?
Hit us.
2-0 Brighton.
2-0 Brighton. I
Right.
like that. All right. On Saturday, November 30th at 10 a.m., Brentford is hosting Leicester. I'll go first. I put 2-1 Brentford. I think they, get some goals in this one, but not that many. Abanoub, what do you think? Brentford versus Leicester.
Let's say
Bremo.
2-1 Leicester.
2-1 Leicester. I like that. Okay, Amir.
2-0 Brentford.
2-0 Brentford. Right.
Buemo.
Max.
I'm going to say 2-0 Brentford. Leicester
right.
City just fired their manager, so I
Yep.
don't think it's
Yeah.
going to be a good game.
That's why I gave him a goal, because I figured they'll get sometimes you get a pop from just that happening, maybe. I don't know.
With these relegation teams,
It's
it's
less of
the
a pop
it's the
and
road
more
to relegation basically.
Yeah. All right, Crystal Palace will be hosting Newcastle. Max.
Newcastle will win. I'm going to go with 3-1.
Okay. 3-1. Amir.
Well, Newcastle just lost to West Ham actually, which is
2-0.
surprising.
Oh, that's right.
I think it's gonna be a 0-0
0-0.
game.
All right.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Abanoub,
Yeah.
what do you think? Crystal Palace hosting Newcastle.
I also think it's going to be a boring game, probably 1-1.
Dude, that's what I have. 1-0. All right. Good stuff. All right. Nottingham Forest hosting the Tractor Boys. I put 1-1 for this one as well. So I'm going to go
Okay.
1-1. Abanoub?
3-1 Forest.
All right.
Oh, wow.
Good stuff. Amir?
2-1 Ipswich.
Wow. All right. Ed Sheeran FC. Max?
I'll go 1-1.
Okay. Copying me.
I feel like Forest has been losing the last 2 games, and they're
Yeah,
going to have
they're
that
starting to.
rebound.
Yeah.
No, they're going to have that rebound versus
Oh, you think that? Okay.
Ipswich.
Fair enough. All right. We have the team that's really starting to surge now.
Yes.
Wolves hosting Bournemouth.
About time.
Max, what do you think?
I'm going to go Wolves on this one. 2-1.
Dang it.
I have the same prediction too.
Oh, you got to be
2-1.
kidding me. Okay. Evanoub, do you also want to have 2-1? Because I have 2-1 as well.
No, that's boring. Why are you guys guessing? I think if somebody guesses
We should do a different
Yeah.
That's
prediction.
what I did last week,
Lock
and
it
I
down.
did Coco because of it. So
To be fair, I put 2-1 before I Yeah. What do you think, Evanoub?
I think it's going to be a boring game. I think it's going to be a 1-1.
1-1. Okay. You guys want to change your...
You have a lot of... No, I'm keeping it.
Okay.
We all go down together.
All right. All right. At 12:30 p.m. on Saturday, West Ham hosting Arsenal. A London derby.
London Derby.
I've got...
Lopetegui.
They got that win against Newcastle. Good for them. But I still have a road win for Arsenal, 2-0.
Yep, seems right.
Evanoub?
I think Arsenal's on a roll, man. I think they're going to put 3 past West Ham.
Okay. 3-0.
3-0.
All right. Amir?
I hate to say, I think Arsenal are
see.
back.
Do you see what's happening, Max?
Yeah.
Now that he's coming back and the scoreboard, he's making more... Okay.
realistic.
Yeah. All right. What we got?
3-1.
3-1. All right.
Arsenal.
Max?
I'm going to go 3-0.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. Sunday, December 1st, 8:30 a.m. These Okay, this is weird. We got 3 games at 8:30 a.m. on Sunday. First one, Chelsea is hosting Aston Villa.
Aston
Max.
Villa has been
Yeah, we haven't been
Aston
talking
Villa has
about that.
lost 4 games and drawn their last.
Yep.
I mean, I'm gonna go Chelsea win this. I know now not to give a clean sheet, so I'm gonna go with 2-1.
All right, fair enough. Amir,
All right, I'm gonna change it up. 3-1.
3-1. Chelsea, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Abanoub.
Definitely Chelsea. I actually really like Chelsea this season.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna be a 3-2.
3-2. Okay.
3-2. Yeah, that seems realistic.
Nice. I got 2-1 as well.
Okay.
Got 2-1. All right. Next game, Man United, also at 8:30. Man United is hosting Everton, just to show
Amaranth's
that
first
I
win.
am a legitimate soccer/football pundit.
Okay.
2-0 Manchester United. I'm predicting a
okay.
win.
Fair.
I rarely do that.
Put your bias on the side.
Yeah, put my bias on the side. Abanoub, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm expecting United to win as well. What they concede though, that's the question. They're playing at Old Trafford.
Yes.
They might concede. I'm gonna say 2-1.
2-1. Fair enough. They do look a little bit leakier defensively. I will say, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the back line and
Yeah.
yeah.
He's experimenting. You could get a goal in from that because he's experimenting with things, Amir?
I
Yeah,
think
for sure.
I'm gonna say 3-0 Man U.
3-0. Wow.
Well, I like that.
Should I say it again? Where the 3 goals going to come from? Yeah? Never mind.
Who?
Never mind. Last time I did that, they scored 3 goals. Go ahead, Max.
1-0 Man U.
1-0. Boy.
That's the same cushion.
No, I have
prediction,
2-0.
Yeah, 2-0.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna have a really comfortable win. I think it's gonna be until he figures out what they're doing. I think it's gonna be kind of cracky, slappy wins.
Yeah.
But that's the thing with Man U. Sometimes they suck, and then the next game they just win big.
All right, guys. I'm just going to go ahead and leak my prediction for this one. Tottenham versus Fulham. I have Fulham winning. 2-1.
I knew you were gonna think that.
Yeah.
As soon as they beat Man City
Yeah.
and then lose right afterwards.
Max, what do you think? And Fulham's on the road, too. It's in Tottenham Stadium. I think Tottenham's
Fulham
going to
lost
lose.
against Wolves.
Yes. It was embarrassing,
I'm gonna go
too.
Tottenham rided, which is probably the wrong way to go. But I'm gonna go. Madison starts. He gets another goal.
All right.
Solanke gets a goal. I'm gonna go.
Kudos to my fans.
2-1 Tottenham.
Dang, I got three Tottenham players. All right. Amir.
It's hard to predict that game.
Dude, yeah, it's the most confusing team in the Premier League.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I'm
Yeah,
gonna
leaky
say
defense.
2-2.
2-2. But they hate ties.
I know.
Tottenham hate
I
ties.
honestly, for some reason, I was feeling 4-2 game.
4-2,
I
yeah.
have no idea for
Well,
who,
yeah.
so I'm just gonna stick to 2-2.
You don't want to go 4-2? I mean,
He's trying to make it.
What do you
to
think?
second
Yeah,
place.
2-2. 2-2
2-2?
is more
All right.
realistic.
Abanoub?
3-1 Spurs.
3-1 Spurs.
I
Okay.
had that in mind.
All right, fair enough.
All right.
And we have the big one.
Mouth watering.
11 a.m.
I'm so excited.
Liverpool is hosting Manchester City in Anfield.
You guys should start. Yeah, you guys should start.
I put here, and I legitimately think this is going to happen,
Is
2-2 draw.
hell no.
It's possible,
Yeah.
but
Amir?
Say it, Amir, because you know you want to say it.
It's Liverpool win. 2-0.
2-0? Wow.
it's gonna be the 6th loss in a row.
Dang.
Damn.
That's rough. Abanoub?
I really want to go crazy here,
Yeah. I thought me going with a tie is kind of crazy, honestly.
No, I really want to go crazy. I want to say like you guys gonna get your
Yeah.
behinds clapped, but
Oh.
I don't want to also be like too unrealistic. I'm gonna say 3-0 Liverpool.
That's clapping the behind, I would say.
It's
All right, Max.
4-1.
4-1. Oh, we'll get a consolation. That's nice of you. Fair enough. All right, we're done with predictions, boys. I've got one last question for you, just to kind of have a little fun with this at the end. And I have to be honest, there is recency bias with my choice for this question. But I was thinking about it on the drive here, so I thought I'd ask it. All-time best goal celebration. And I don't mean like a singular celebration. I mean a guy's signature celebration. So Sue, Holland, meditating, that type of thing. Who's got the all-time best celebration? I already have my choice. There's recency bias. I'll let you guys.
I need
give
a
me your
minute to
choice.
think. I have one in my head, but
All right.
I'll let you guys go.
I think I have one already.
Okay.
The South African national team
No, you just stole mine,
in
bro.
2010.
Chabalala.
Yeah.
Yes, that first goal to open the World Cup,
Yeah.
like that whole team celebration.
Okay.
I think this is like the best all-time celebration.
Fair
in my
enough.
opinion.
Okay. All right. Good choice. All right. Abanoub, you got one?
That was what I was about to say, but now I have to think about another. So go to Max.
For me, the one that always, it's not, none of these like fancy ones, but I always have the image of Drogba doing the hand, like the hands like going out like that. He always would do that when he scores.
Okay.
I don't
fair
know.
enough.
That's mine. It's kind of lame.
All right. So mine, and again, recency bias, dude. There is nothing better, and I. It sucks because he did it to us, but when Victor Gyökeres does the Hannibal Lecter thing, that's the best because he's
I thought that
literally.
was Bane. I thought that was Bane. Like the
I
Bane
thought it was
mask.
Bane at first. I looked it up. He's doing Hannibal Lecter, which is even worse because Hannibal Lecter was a cannibalistic serial killer.
Hannibal.
So this is a guy celebrating as a cannibalistic
Son
serial
of the
killer.
Lambs movie, right?
Yeah, Thomas Harris novels. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. To me, that's the coolest celebration I've ever. And it was that, and the close second was the guy that plays for. Oh, I forgot.
We're
He
talking about a
plays-
consistent
Yes,
celebration.
every time they
This is
score,
their
they do
signature.
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So my close second was the guy that he plays in Egypt. I forgot which club he plays for in the Egyptian league, but he's an African guy, and he does the lion celebration.
Oh, Percy Tau.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, I like
that was
Percy
my
Tau, too.
that was my close second because he actually looks kind of like a lion when he does that. So, but no, Hannibal Lecter, one S tier goal celebration for me. So
Okay.
yeah,
That's pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie.
we're probably going to see it in the Premier League a lot. So just
Yeah.
got to get used to it. It's just a matter of which team gets him. So,
Yeah.
But if you're gonna talk about iconic celebrations, it has to be Ronaldo for sure.
Yeah, the Sui's cool. It's very cool.
It's not cool, but the players
Iconic.
are doing it left and right.
That's
younger
true.
And the
guys.
Messi
That's
pointing
true.
to the sky. I mean, but
Messi
But that's
pointing to
basic.
the sky.
I mean, there's nothing special about it.
the sea.
If I have to pick one iconic celebration, I mean, it's not something that he repeated, but if we go to Messi, that celebration at the Bernabeu where
When he held the shirt.
he held the shirt, and it was like that
That's an iconic moment.
photographer.
Yeah.
He needs like. I don't know. He needs to get a ton of money for this picture to be able to catch it. When
what is
Messi
that award
is
that they
holding
give?
that
Pulitzer or
that
something like that?
celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no idea how
Matt
he
Saeed
took
is
that.
thinking of jokes just because of this comment.
Really?
I
Oh my!
have
Yeah,
Inappropriate ones.
But I actually have another one.
Yeah.
I can't remember who did it, but I think it was Romario or someone from like the old time like Brazilian icons when he celebrated that his wife is pregnant. Or when she got a baby,
the ball
the
in their
baby
shirt,
celebration.
yeah,
I
I've
think
seen
that's
that.
very cool.
That's pretty
honestly.
cool.
You
Yeah.
can't forget Balotelli taking off his shirt,
Yeah.
flexing. And
Why
why
always
always
Again,
me?
these are iconic moments.
Why
think
always
Yeah,
it's
I don't.
what she's
I didn't
asking
mean.
for.
I mean,
Yeah,
we could do that. We could rank them in another maybe next
Next
week
time we'll do
after
that, yeah.
Real Madrid
Iconic
comes up with the
moments.
upset. Abanoub, you come back. We could bring out all the iconic celebrations and do S tier, A tier, B
Yeah.
tier, and all that kind of stuff.
Agreed.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Salah will probably have a few more after this weekend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I also
Zamalek
liked
celebration.
another cool one I thought of, just like just spitballing, the weird finger Dele Alli thing he used to do. That
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking
My
about?
God.
Holy crap, he did it. Okay. I could never do that. Dude, I watched that thing a million times, and I'm like trying to do it. I could never do it. So I always thought that one was kind of
Like
cool
this. I'm like this.
That's pretty cool.
too. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, Abanoub, thank you so much.
Thank
for
you,
coming on
guys.
this podcast.
Thank
No
you
more
guys for
tuna.
having me.
Did I say that?
No,
right?
we're doing that.
Yes, that was correct.
Okay. All right.
No, thank you for inviting me,
Yeah,
and
bro.
had a lot of fun. It was an honor.
Yes.
So thanks for getting me over on the show, and maybe next time,
We'll see you
maybe
next
next
week.
week. Who
Yeah.
knows?
We gotta get a reaction.
But,
We have to get a reaction.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
stuff.
thank you guys, and have a good night.
Yeah. All right. Shout out to George Mustery for the music, and subscribe to his music and everything. And yeah, thank you guys.
See you guys next week.
See you guys.